Okay, good morning, everybody. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good morning, everybody, and happy New Year. Very great happy New Year. So hope you are all right. And after a long days of break, we will start again our classes. And this is a pandemic situation again is coming. So be careful. Stay at your home. Stay safe. Use your mask and maintain social distancing. I am Kaustav Kanti Mondal from Dumka Engineering College, and today we will start our corresponding class on antenna and wave theory propagation. And we have already finished some of the chapters. So it is a long break. So let us recapitulate what we have studied in last classes. And then we will go for the new topics. So last we have taken the class, I think probably on 18th, 18/12/2021. That was the last class we have done. And in that we have discussed about, because after that there was your internal examination, and we have discussed about IRMS and all that thing. And next, we have also discussed about the scattering loss and all that thing. And we have calculated the value of beta and all that thing. So have you any problem on that past topics? किसी को अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो बता सकते हैं. So there is no answer. So I will think that there is no problem on scattering loss and all that thing.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Okay. So today we will start with the collecting aperture, and then we will talk about the physical aperture, and then we will talk about the fields from oscillating dipole and all that thing. So we are inside the antennas basic, we have completed the antennas basic theorems. Now we are going to the antenna aperture or effective aperture. And in that we have some terms like scattering loss. We have already discussed about the scattering loss. Now we will talk about the collecting aperture, and then we will talk about the physical aperture. So these are the portions of antenna apertures. And then we will go for the next topic, that is our fields from oscillating dipole. So that is another topic. So the continuation topic of aperture of an antenna are collecting aperture and physical aperture. So we will start today from collecting aperture. So let us share the screen. What is happening? Sharing the screen is not valid. You can see the screen? Everybody? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us start our today's topic, that is a topic was already discussed, that is aperture antenna, and in that subtopic today we will start collecting aperture. So today is 6. First 2022, and we will start with the collecting aperture. Collecting aperture. Today we will talk about collecting aperture. So what do we mean by collecting aperture? First, let us discuss about what do we mean by collecting aperture. So what is collecting aperture? Collecting aperture means out of the power collected by an antenna, there are some losses as heat in the load resistance, radiation resistance, and antenna load resistance, and correspondingly the three apertures are effective. And the three apertures are effective scattering loss. So by virtue of conservation of energy, these three apertures are collectively known as collecting aperture. So what are the collecting aperture? Collecting aperture are the apertures collectively called by collecting apertures, where what are the apertures? AC, AS, and AL. So what is AC? We have already discussed, that is I square RMS into RL. Next is AS, that is I square RMS by RR, and AL is I square RMS by RL. That means aperture first, then aperture for the scattering loss, and aperture for the resistance. So radiation resistance, load resistance, and antenna loss resistance. So three corresponding aperture are collectively known as collecting aperture. So let us define like this. Collecting aperture can be described as can be described as AC equals to effective aperture, that is AE, plus scattering aperture, that is AS, and load aperture, that is AL. So that can be represented by I square RMS into RL plus I square RMS to RR plus I square RMS into RL. Mind it, this RL and this RL are different. One is the load resistance and another is loss resistance. So mind it that thing, okay? So that can be equals to, if I come on I square RMS, then what I will get? I will get RL plus RR plus RL. So that can be represented as V square into RL plus RR plus RL by P into that bracket RL plus RR plus RL whole square plus XL plus XA. Whole square. Okay. We have discussed about the scattering loss, and when you discuss in the scattering loss, what we tell, what is XA, XL? XL is the load reactance and XA is the antenna reactance. Understand? Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the collecting aperture. So this is the formula or collecting aperture. So what we will write when we will give the definition of collecting aperture? We will write like this. Out of power collected by the antenna, there are losses as heat in load resistance, radiation resistance, and antenna loss resistance. And correspondingly, the three aperture are effective. The three aperture have effective scattering loss. What are the three aperture? One is AE, that is effective aperture. One is AS. What is AS? Anybody? What is AS? Scattering aperture. And what is AL? Loss aperture. So these three collectively, by the conservation of energy, these three apertures are collectively known as collecting aperture, that is AC. So AC is nothing but effective aperture plus scattering aperture plus loss aperture. So that gives you the formula A equals to I square RMS into RL. Next, AS is I square RMS into RR, and AL, that is loss aperture, is I square RMS into RL. So that gives you I square RMS into RL plus RR plus RL. So first RL is the what? Anybody? First RL is for the load resistance and next RL is the loss resistance. So upon using the formula, we will get V square into RL plus RR plus RR, RL by P into RL plus RR plus RL whole square plus XL plus XA, where XA is the loss reactance and XA is the what? Nobody is responsive. What is XA? What is XA? XA is the antenna aperture, a antenna reactance. Okay, so that is for the what I tell, that is for our collecting aperture. Next is our physical aperture. Next is our physical aperture. Aperture. So what is physical aperture? It is related to the actual physical size of the antenna and it is denoted by AP. It is denoted by A suffix P. So what is? It is related to the actual physical size of the antenna and it is denoted by AP. The physical aperture is of more meaningful for the antenna of larger physical size or cross section, that is in size or in cross section, in terms of wavelength, like horn, parabolic, reflector, and mattress, multi-element, etc. So what are these? These are the examples of antenna. What are the examples? Horn antenna is an example of an antenna. Parabolic reflector is another example of an antenna. And mattress multi-element is another example of an antenna. So that is for some particular type of antennas only. While effective aperture is a unique quantity for any antenna. Hence, the physical aperture may be defined as the physical cross-section perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the incident electromagnetic wave width. Antenna set of maximum response. So that is the actual definition of the physical aperture. I know the definition is little bit problematic. So it is, the definition is the physical cross section perpendicular to the direction of propagation of incident electromagnetic wave with antenna set to maximum reference. Okay. So what is the definition? The physical cross section perpendicular to the direction of propagation of incident electromagnetic wave with antenna set to maximum response is known as the physical aperture of the antenna. And what are the different types of antenna that is applicable? Horn. Next, parabolic reflector. Next, mattress multi-element. MATT ERSS, multi-element, etc. are the examples. Of antennas where physical aperture is applicable. Okay. Understand? समझ में आया? कोई रेस्पॉन्स नहीं, मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है? कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I think it is understandable to everybody. Now, in larger cross-section antennas like parabolic reflector, mattress multi-element, the physical aperture is greater than the effective aperture, which for antenna like short dipole is less than the effective aperture. In an ideal size, when there is no thermal losses and the field is in phase, the physical aperture and effective aperture, that is AP and AC, are equal. And under this condition, the maximum directivity is achieved. That means if AP equals to AC, that means physical aperture is equals to AC, AE. AP equals to AE, that is physical aperture is equals to effective aperture. That means there is no loss. So we can write when no loss, LOSSES, when no losses. So directivity, that is D, and effective aperture, that is AE, are related by what? But directivity and effective just a second. Directivity and effective aperture are related by Which equation? D equals to 4 pi by lambda square into AE. So I can write D max, that means maximum directivity, is equals to 4 pi by lambda square into AP, because AP is now equals to AE. Understand this portion? Very important, this one. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
This portion is understandable. Please tell me yes or no.
सर एक बार फिर से.
हाँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि फिजिकल एपरेचर जो है ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. फिजिकल एपरेचर और इफेक्टिव एपरेचर दोनों चीज होता है. तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, जो एंटेना होता है जिसका साइज या क्रॉस सेक्शन लार्ज होता है, जैसे कि हॉर्न एंटेना या पैराबोलिक रिफ्लेक्टर एंटेना या मैट्रेस मल्टी एलिमेंट एंटेना, इसमें से फिजिकल एपरेचर बहुत बड़ा होता है. तो इफेक्टिव एपरेचर की तुलना ये फिजिकल एपरेचर बहुत बड़ा होता है. पर शॉर्ट डाइपोल जैसे कि या एगीउदा जैसे कि एंटेना होता है, वहां पर इफेक्टिव एंटेना ज्यादा होता है फिजिकल एंटेना. तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अगर आइडियल साइज का कोई एंटेना हो जहां पर कोई थर्मल लॉस नहीं हो, मतलब कोई बाहर का लॉस नहीं हो रहा है, तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, उसका फील्ड फेज में है. तो उसका फील्ड अगर फेज में है तब फिजिकल एपरेचर और इफेक्टिव एपरेचर दोनों एंटेना का जो एपरेचर होता है वो समान हो जाता है. दैट मीन्स AP is equals to AE at that time for ideal size when there is no thermal loss and the field is in phase. At that time AP is equal to AE. Okay, up to this understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now if it is understandable now that AP equals to AE for ideal size antenna, then what we will do, then we are telling that the directivity is the maximum. The directivity which is achieved is maximum. So if the directivity that is achieved is maximum, so we have a formula of directivity which is related to the effective aperture, and that is equals to D equals to 4 pi by lambda square into AE. But what we are telling here, AE is equals to AP. That means effective aperture is now equals to sorry, effective aperture is now equals to physical aperture. So we are getting the directivity maximum. So now we can write that equation. We can change the equation. We can alter the equation as D max is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AP. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Further, the ratio of the maximum effective aperture to the physical aperture is given by the absorption ratio, and it is denoted by gamma. So another point is coming, that is absorption ratio. Like we have a complement that we have done, what we told that thing, that is the ratio of scattering aperture and effective aperture is known as scattering ratio, and it is denoted by beta. Same here, the ratio of maximum effective aperture and physical aperture is given by the ratio, and the ratio is known as absorption ratio, and it is denoted by gamma. So two terms we are getting for aperture. One is beta, that is scattering aperture, and now we are getting gamma, and that is called absorption aperture. So what is absorption? Absorption aperture. Sorry, absorption ratio. Absorption ratio is nothing but it is equals to gamma, which is equals to SAE, that means effective aperture maximum by physical aperture. So this is called absorption ratio. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 5 minutes left for this class, means this session of the class. We have a 2-session class. So everybody please give your attendance so that I could mark attendance in your chat box. Only 3 students has given, 4, 5, 1 left. So 1 left now also. 6 has given present. 7 students are there. Who has not given? Please give it quickly. Okay, I think everybody has given your attendance. So we are going to continue with this session. So after 5 minutes or 5 or 6 minutes, the class will be automatically disconnected. So I will request you, everybody, to join the same link after 5 minutes for the next class, because this is a continuation class. So that is from the aperture, antenna aperture and all that thing. So we will start a new type of topic. Actually, we will start a new topic now. And the new topic is called fields from oscillating dipole. So dipole, we have talked about dipole, what is dipole or what is the form of the dipole. Now we will talk about the oscillating dipole. So we will talk about what are the fields in oscillating dipole. There we will take some, learn some ratio, some factors. Then we will go for some antenna theorem. There are some theorem in antenna. Some of the antenna theorem you have known, that is superposition theorem, Thevenin's theorem, maximum power transform theorem, compensation theorem, reciprocity theorem. So these theorems will be learned by heart. And after that, we will go for the next chapter. Sorry. So up to this, anybody has any confusion? So we will start the new chapter, that is fields from oscillating dipole. That is the new chapter that we will going to discuss. So fields from oscillating dipole, that is our new module, I will tell. Although a charge moving with uniform velocity along state conductor does not radiate a charge moving back and forth in simple harmonic motion along the conductor is subject to acceleration and radiates. What I tell, when a charge is moving with uniform velocity along a straight conductor. So I am taking a straight conductor and a charge is moving with uniform velocity along with the conductor. And it does not radiate a charge moving along back and forth in simply harmonic motion along the conductor. Why it is happening? Because it is subject to the acceleration and radiates. To illustrate radiation from a dipole antenna, we have to consider two equal charge of opposite sign oscillating up and down in harmonic motion on the electric field. Then we will illustrate the radiation from a dipole antenna. Understand this very muchly. We have to illustrate the radiation from a dipole antenna. So we will consider that dipole has two equal charge of opposite sign oscillating up and down in harmonic motion on the electric field. So what will happen on this charge, we will discuss in the next class, because just a minute is left in this class. So please join within the same link after 5 minutes for the start of next classes. So thank you.